Welcome back to another episode of the For the Healthy Host podcast.
We talk about I messed up. What? I've never messed
You
up on the
literally
intro
never have.
ever in my life. Well, we talk about conscious living, self-awareness, and everything in between.
I'm your host, Ree.
Sunset Tim,
Thank you for joining us and allowing us to be a part of your journey.
Smooth. How you been? Got you. I ain't mess up on that.
You
I
didn't.
can't believe I stumbled.
It'll be fine.
That's shame.
It'll be fine. It's so funny how it depending on what moment of the day you ask me how I'm doing, you will get a variety of answers. Like
Yeah.
they'll definitely differ.
As you should.
In this moment, I guess I'm feeling good. It's just like, I can't really explain it. But I'm well. The thing that a sandwich and an olipop will do, you know? I was like hangry, I guess, but now I'm better. I feel more of myself and I feel ready and excited to have this conversation. That's it. That's all I got.
Like that. I wonder how women would feel if they had to meet themselves in hangry mode.
I would want to fight me.
Probably so. I think a lot of
I would
women
want to beat
would.
her
I think a
ass.
lot of women would want to fight themselves if they met themselves in hangry mode.
I get really hangry.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. I am. I'm good. I'm coming off of a recent. I gave myself like, I wouldn't call it like anxiety, but I was anxious about getting things done today. Then I had to take a actual breath. You take 1,000 like, I don't even know what to call the breaths that you do like on automatic. You take 1,000 of them, but when you sit down and take
Oh, a conscious breath.
that
A
conscious
mindful
breath,
breath.
like a
Yeah.
mindful one, it feels so much more release.
What?
I don't know. I don't know the science behind it, but it got to be something
Oh,
like
there's
type
science
shit.
behind it. Don't let me
I
nerd
don't know
out.
it.
Don't make me nerd out and get into it, but there's science behind it.
So I soothed myself. My partner helped soothe me too.
I try. We love a man who can soothe. We love a man who can self soothe.
You funny.
We do.
Um, so yeah, at this very moment I am feeling good. So that's where I'm at.
I love
Yeah,
that. I was on the same boat with that anxiousness.
yeah.
So yeah.
Staring down that to-do list, we'll do it.
Man.
So how y'all doing? From the cubes, cubes.
How's everybody doing? Take a moment to be here, be present with yourself. Take a deep inhale through your nose and exhale. Letting it all go, becoming grounded of what's happening inside in this moment.
Get that out the way.
That felt quick.
That was quick to you.
That was quick.
You
Go
was really
ahead.
enjoying that
I
breath.
was like, I be really breathing. I do this breathing shit.
I see that. That's my fault though.
Go ahead though.
With that now out of the way, what are we rapping about today?
So we are talking about. First of all, let me go back. At the beginning of this year, we were talking about slowing down, go slow and mindfully. But whatever you are doing slowly and mindfully, it's such a love language. It's so necessary to do it consistently. And today we're going to be talking about how being consistent is a love language.
Mm,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's really simple. Um Nourishing conversation. I want to start by asking you,
Got me again.
when you hear consistency is a love language, what do you feel? What comes to the surface when you hear that?
It's just like showing up. It's like the simplest way to put it. Um, Showing up with who you are today. I know that as humans, it's almost impossible for us to show up every time with the same energy
Yeah.
as the day before. You know what I mean? But if somebody is consistently showing up every day for you, no matter what energy they at that day. 180, 60. They are giving you what they have to give that day. Like that's love.
For
That's
sure.
that's big love. Like
Yeah.
a parent going to work for 25 years, 30 years, you know what I mean, to make sure they got paper for their family. Like that's big love. Like, cause let me tell you, I could have got fired from a lot of jobs for my timing, my clock ins
Yeah.
and shit. So like for somebody to stay in a place that long, that's a love language all on its own. It ain't got to be spoken about. I think a lot of humans like lack the ability to like put themselves out there in like a poetic way to express their love. But if you watch carefully, like you'll see who is loving you with their actions consistently. You know
For
what I mean?
sure. Yeah.
That's a sign of love. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
For somebody that can show up in your life so normally that is mundane, that's big love.
Yeah.
Like you're so used to them being in the corner, you just say hi to them and you just keep on going by your day.
Mhm.
Like that is big love for somebody to do that for you, and it's a blessing. A lot of us have it, some of us don't, and when you don't, you know, like you can tell. So yeah, consistency is a love language. Just showing up for somebody is a big thing.
Yeah. Something that comes to mind for me, like after hearing you say, just showing up every single day, something I've been seeing, I think for real said it, I'm not sure. Follow the plan, not your mood.
True.
And like, I feel like this is kind of it's aligned with that statement as well. For me, when I hear consistency is a love language, I think of like intimacy. I think of how intimate it is to consistently show up for someone or something in the name of love, or even consistently showing up for yourself.
Mm.
Like that's intimate. That's
That's
intimate as
true.
fuck. And I also think about like promises. I don't know why promises is the first thing that came to my mind, because when I think of the word promises, I think about my relationship with myself in relation to promises.
Mm-hmm.
And so consistency is a love language. It makes me think about how many promises I've made to myself, how many I've kept, how many I've broken, and it reminds me of the fact that regardless if we are aware of it or not, we are constantly communicating with ourselves.
True.
With each fulfilled or broken promise, we are constantly sending a feedback loop to ourselves.
Mm.
We're communicating what we are or are not willing to be consistent with in the name of love.
No facts. Like I love the part you said promises. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like standing on your promises just makes you feel bigger. It's like
Yeah.
literally standing on them. And when you don't, you feel smaller. Like you feel a little shorter. Like in my
Yeah.
soul, I feel
Yeah.
a little smaller when I don't stand on them promises.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big thing. I didn't even think about that. Like I said, being consistent with yourself is a love language, all in its own.
For
Showing
sure.
up for you is a big thing.
Mm-hmm. For sure. It made me think about something you said.
What you say?
Something you told me a while ago. You were just saying how it goes back to like communicating with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you do is so important. Every promise that you do keep is so important because it affects how you feel about yourself. It affects your self-esteem, and your self-esteem affects like who you're going to be,
Yeah.
how you're going to show up, what you will continue or what you will be consistent with. And again, it's just like it's this feedback loop, like we constantly communicating.
Yeah. Consistency is everything as a love language, and like said confidence. Like it helps build that
Mhm.
when
Mhm.
you keep them promises to yourself, because you can do something without confidence and with confidence, and it be night and day. Like a person's body language is different with confidence. You know
Right.
what I mean? Everything is different when you move with confidence. So
And it's a frequency that you can feel. Like you can just feel
yeah,
that.
you can feel when somebody's confident in what they doing or what they saying.
Mhm. For sure.
That's what make good liars. They be confident in what they talking about, what they saying.
I guess so.
You know what I mean? But anyways,
So do you feel like you actually love yourself like currently in this moment?
yeah, yeah.
Love
I feel
that.
like I feel like I've always loved myself. I really do, like consistently. But I haven't always accepted myself. That was that
Wow.
accepting me has been bigger than like loving myself. It was always easy to love me, but until I accepted like me fully for who I am, like mistakes, my flaws, my toxicity, which is
Y'all,
it's
this
deep. It runs
man.
deep. Like
Yeah,
it runs deep.
he's so toxic.
um, all my like little quirks. Once I accepted me more, the the song of my self love could actually be heard and played longer. Like I feel like when I didn't accept myself, I didn't play the love my song for myself that long. I played it, but I ain't play it long and I didn't play it loud, bro. But
Wow.
once I accepted me, that motherfucker was like crank that bitch up. Like
Mhm.
I'm with
Mhm.
it. Like I could fully like embrace loving me. Cause before it was like I love myself, but then like I didn't accept me. So it's like as quickly as I affirm myself, I'd say something negative too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it was like the love for me was always there. But until I accepted who I was, I really couldn't just let it flourish. Let that shit blast through the speakers at, max volume so I could really like vibe and like be me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love myself, but I accept myself, which in my book, for the person I was, accepting me is it was the real key. It was the real key for me. It was the big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I agree with you so, so, so much on it. Like, I think when you have a conversation about love, you can't not talk about acceptance.
True.
Like, they literally go hand in hand. Like, to unconditionally love someone, something, yourself, you have to talk about acceptance.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know. Well, in this moment, yes, I love myself, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like a little while ago we had this not this exact same conversation, but this question have come up before, and I think I was just like, yeah, yeah, because sometimes when you think about, do you love yourself? Like it becomes just given because we're
Yeah.
supposed
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
It become like, yeah, I love myself, of course. Like I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you
Type
know what I'm
shit.
saying? Like so, of course. But I think it's often looked as it's often looked as a like a what? But it's often looked at. There we go. It's often looked at to me. Gosh, I'm stuttering so much. Okay.
All right, I'll make you nervous.
You make me nervous. I was gonna cut
So
that out, but I might leave that in since you
chill
said
out.
it. But self love is often looked at to me personally as a task that is checked off, like a task
hmm
to be completed.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I love myself. I've learned to love myself, and I'm like, you'll never
hmm
be done. For me personally, I feel like instead of, oh, I love myself, I feel like I am loving myself. Like, it's an
Yeah.
action. It's something that's constantly, consistently happening and evolving because I feel like I had to learn how to love myself.
Yeah.
Like I had to figure out what my love language to myself was. What does that look like? How do I love myself? And as I continue to evolve in this human experience, how I love myself is going to continue to evolve. I'm going to need different things. I'm going to yearn for different things. So it's like I love myself, but I am loving myself.
True. And I feel you on this entire conversation. Really, it just goes back to like consistency is a love language for self, right?
Mhm.
Um, when I show up for myself, it builds something in me that nothing else can. You know what I mean? Like I'm
What?
learning during this season of my life that I'm starting to really love me. It really shows in moments of like when I'm drained or
Mhm.
when I do things I don't want to do, but I know I need to do them. Af-
Bro, what?
Afterwards, I feel the love for myself. Like I might be tired, I might be, whatever it might be, but if I did the thing I needed to do, I love myself really strong in that moment because I've always loved myself. So I've always been able to really put me back together, pick me back up.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't need to pick me back up as much as if I was consistent with keeping me together.
Wow.
So I really love myself now that I'm being consistent at keeping me together.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's actually a little less energy than having to pick myself up and put me back together every time.
Yeah,
You
that's
know what I'm
deep.
saying? So
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, consistency is a love language. This is cold. You did your one with
I
this.
did. I did the big
You
one.
did your one.
Thank you. I seen it on Pinterest, and it just I felt
See,
it. I seen it on first of all, Pinterest is she's that girl. She's the one.
Pinterest is like that.
Yeah, and I felt attacked. Like that's what's funny about it. Like consistency is a love language, Miss Ma'am. That's what I
Yeah,
seen.
yeah.
That ain't even what it said, but that's what I
That's
seen,
how you heard
ma'am,
it.
Miss
Yeah.
Ma'am, Miss Lady. Consistency is a love language. Please remember that. I feel like you can be consistent at anything or
Mhm.
with someone else, but I think what really keeps coming back in this conversation is like the consistency with yourself.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I'm wondering, how do you show yourself that you love yourself?
For me personally, a big thing was giving me grace
Mm.
because, again, specifically to me, I had so much negative chatter about myself in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Giving me grace was like the biggest step in loving me. Like being consistent with me, starting that, loving myself really in a consistent way was like letting go of the negative chatter. It was like I take my cup and put it over an open flame and literally watch my words boil me until I was nothing in my cup, bro.
Wow.
Like letting my words literally like keep the flame alive as I just watch me like boil away. Like once I stopped that and by giving myself grace, I really got into this flow of like in every sense of the word, like flow with loving myself. Like I've always loved myself, but again, it didn't always flow well. Sometimes it was for a day, and then it's low for the next 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Really high, and you know what I mean. It was never a really good flow. It was so like
It was so
jagged,
high low.
like a
Yeah.
mountain jagged.
Mm-hmm.
But now this shit is more like a high wave.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Real smooth.
Yeah.
It is. Nothing is a what's your word?
Linear.
Nothing is linear, so it ain't never just like this, but it's a consistent high wave now. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Since I've learned to give myself grace, I'm really one of them people who really hard on myself in my mind. So
Yeah.
letting go of that was a big thing. Nothing nobody can say to me can phase me because of like the negative chatter I used to have with myself. And that ain't a positive thing nor a negative thing. It's just a thing that happened because of what I did to me. It's not even a positive nor negative thing. It's just an effect of what did happen then. But yeah, grace saved me from me.
Damn. For grace save me for me is
For sure.
beautiful.
Yeah. I had to look at you when you said it. That makes sense when
No, you
I
made
thought
so much sense, and
yeah,
it's so beautiful, and I felt that you are really hard on yourself.
I am.
Like you,
Any little mistake. I'm talking about small mistake
like the
too.
smallest things. I'll be in another room and I hear, I hope I'm not outing you. I'll hear
Fuck.
fuck, and I'll be like,
You be like,
honestly,
what?
I'll be like, oh my
You be like,
god,
what happened,
what?
babe? I be like, I forgot the eggs off the list. It be something simple. I just really don't. It's been this way since I was a kid, and it definitely hurt my self worth and actually my confidence for just me beating up on me when I made the smallest itty bitty mistake on anything. This shit was wicked. It's crazy work what I've done to me.
Yeah,
It's crazy work how it healed me too. Both of them was
yeah,
ridiculous.
yeah, crazy. Yeah, for me, how I show myself that I love myself, of course, I talk nicely to myself. And I want to say, like, of course, I think we all have that balance of negative chatter and, positive chatter. And I think mine has always, thankfully, been pretty balanced. For the most part, like, I'm like, what? Is that true? Like, I be second guessing myself. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think it's been pretty balanced for the most part. And especially, like, as of lately. You know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? It's been pretty balanced the past couple of years. And yes, being nice to myself and giving myself grace, just like you said. But also what I've come to understand about self-love, I think that it's often attached to like agreeing with ourselves.
Yeah,
Like in
yeah, yeah,
affirming ourselves. And yeah, it is sometimes,
yeah, yeah.
but it's also about telling myself what I need to hear the most when I don't want to hear it the most.
True.
Doing what I need to do the most when I don't want to do it the most.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause like when I tell you I'm an emotional ass bitch, like I will like I'm I'm literally insane. 1 minute, I'll be like, fuck this shit. I don't even want to do, like, just based on emotions. Based on emotions, and then literally 5 minutes later, I'll be like, this is the best idea I've ever had. Let's do this. Let's roll with
You
it.
are quite the roommate.
I I'm quite the
You are
roommate,
quite the
and
roommate.
I'm quite the roller coaster.
Yes.
So that being said, I have to lead, in a sense, lead with my higher self, where it's just like, yeah, I know you don't really want to do this right now. I know the week
Mm-hmm.
has been draining as fuck. I know XYZ happened, but guess what, baby girl? We can do this. We have to do this. This is one of those promises that we made to ourselves. And I love you can often feel like I hate you. Cause it's like, why are you making me do this? You fucking,
Ah.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
why? But it's just like, no, babe. We're doing this because I love you.
Facts.
We're doing it because I love you.
Yeah, like you said, I like you said, being honest with yourself is
Honesty,
being
yes.
honest with yourself is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to like be consistent in life, you have to be honest with yourself, and that's like goes back to acceptance, like
Yeah.
really accepting who you are. Not like I know we all make mistakes, and we all, but like each individual person is like different, and you have to accept your different. And the longer you fight your different, you gonna be indifferent with in yourself and probably the
Yeah.
world for a really
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
So,
Random thought I had. You said mistakes. I had this epiphany earlier.
oh,
I was like, I don't know if I shared it with you. I don't know if I did or not. We all make mistakes, but no mistake is a mistake. Did I
I
eat or
get
am I
that. I get what you
dreaming?
saying. I
But
get
like,
yeah,
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 we
yeah,
all make mistakes, but nothing was a mistake.
yeah,
Like, does
yeah.
that make sense?
I feel you. I feel you. Yeah, that shit happened for a reason. You did
Yeah,
fumble, but it happened for a
it's
reason.
it's a way to say everything happened for a reason
True,
without
true.
actually saying it. But yes, we all do what you said. Did on that. Did
That.
on that. Also, that honesty is ugly. Honesty
It
can
can be
really
for
get
sure.
ugly, and I think honesty is, to me, is vulnerability, and you
Hmm.
have to go deep with yourself like that in order to like fully be yourself.
Yeah,
Like that's just it.
yeah. You can't cut that part out. That part of like you being open with yourself and really accepting you for how you are. Even if you want to improve that thing, you still have to accept where you are right now with it
Mhm. Mhm.
and pick them pieces up.
Agreed. So, what's something you're struggling to be consistent with as of lately? What?
I mean, 'cause it's funny to say, but like right now, nothing.
Oh, that's
Like
amazing,
like you
babe.
ask me right now, and I'm. It's one of the points like you ask me on a good note. I'm on a good right now.
Okay, it's
Like
like
so, I'm
ask me in an hour though.
yeah, yeah, but like I've been on my shit lately,
I
and
love that.
it has not just been the easiest thing, but like I've
Mhm.
been
Mhm.
consistent with pretty much everything I said I needed to be consistent with in this
Yeah.
season of my life. So
Mhm.
right now I'm on point. I'm on point right now. I gotta, you know, pat myself on the back for that, but I'm on point right now. Now I don't know what the next hour brings, day brings. You know, I
Yeah.
can't predict what's gonna happen. And nothing is a linear path. Am I saying it right?
Yeah. Nothing
Yeah,
is linear for
nothing is linear.
sure.
So I'm accepting that, and if something does happen, I'm giving myself grace, um, encouragement, and rest so I can recover well. But right now, I'm on my shit right now.
Love that. Nothing is a linear path. That has come up a couple of times
It
today,
has, yeah,
and in the name of consistency, that needs to be stated.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I feel like nothing isn't linear. Nothing is linear. Yeah. I fight that sometimes.
That right there, yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, I fight that
'Cause
because even when it comes to me as a human being, like I
yeah,
try to, like, what did I say last week? Or, I try to make sure I'm in alignment with everything I ever said, but that's draining and it takes away from who I am in this moment. So, like, nothing is linear, not even you.
true. So like, cause I expect it in different ways. When I say nothing is linear, I be like, if we get a video that do 30K this week, I expect next week's to be a minimum 40. And then one after that to be at least 50. And one after that 60. You know what I mean? Like that's like I think where a lot of people struggle with linear because when you do something, you expecting a certain something back,
Yeah.
and when it take a dip, you start to question like what happened. Now you're looking for
Mhm.
cues, and
Mhm.
that's just how things go. It ebbs and flows. So nothing is just like straight up, and also nothing is usually straight down either.
Typically, unless we in rock bottom. Vacation in rock bottom.
Who said that?
My girl, Big Sis, Big Solana.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah. But yeah, typically I know we literally laugh at everything.
true.
That's so funny. Rock bottom is not funny though. It's not
Rock bottom is
funny.
not funny.
It's not funny. Um, for me, what I'm struggling with right now is like honestly, guys, send help.
Because you said rock bottom, it started making me think about my rock bottom moments.
Nah, I'm honestly though,
Shit.
I'm struggling with being a human being right now. I don't know if it's like the time of the year. I don't know if it's like I don't really know and I'm still processing that. But more specifically, I'm struggling with getting out of bed. Whoever invented beds really fucking snapped. Like really did the big one because
You
beds
love
are like
beds, bro.
no, and I literally had to like give myself a pep talk the other day. My higher self, at first I was ignoring her and I was in bed. I look up and I'm like, damn, it's because you know, I be meditating in bed, I be journaling, and that's cute, that's cool. I love it, it's
Do
the
everything in
best.
bed, bro.
But I was looked up and I'm like, wow, it's 1 o'clock and you've been in bed. Like you really should my higher self know what's good for me, even when like I don't know what's good for me. So I really been trying to like listen to her lately. But yeah, I've been getting better with getting out of
You
bed.
getting better.
I've been getting better, but it's been a struggle because it's just so cozy. And like I know what I need to do. I know I'm just like my heart will be like, listen, that version of you that we visualized, this ain't the type of skit she be on. This ain't
Schizophrenic.
the type of skit she be on. So let's get up, let's get ready, let's move. And it's just something about the bed that it has its perks. It's amazing. It's wonderful. And I get my thoughts out there. But also, it's just like, you know, I'm sleepy. Let's just go to bed. We're here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go to sleep. Yeah, that's what I'm struggling with. But I'm doing better. I'm okay, everyone. No worries.
That's funny.
I guess my last question for you, sweetheart, lover, for someone who is struggling to consistently love themselves, what's some words that you could give them?
I don't know about some words necessarily, um, but if you are struggling with a little consistency, my advice would be to observe.
Okay.
Observe what's going on in your life, the people, places,
Wow.
situations. You know, just look around and like what's like actually there, what's actually taking place. Why aren't you able to be consistent in said thing that you want to do? And when you do this, please and don't do this if you're not gonna do it with an open mind. Please don't do it. Like don't do it from a
Yeah.
judgmental place.
Okay.
If you're
Okay.
gonna judge
Okay.
while you do it, just don't do it at all because you ain't gonna like it. You definitely not gonna like the answers if you are in a judgmental state. Like
Mhm.
so, observe. You know what's going on around you with grace. Like don't do it on one of them days. Like I have days where I'm just like really sharp with negative judgment. You know what I mean? Like shit is really getting on my
For
nerve.
sure.
Like
You're irritable.
everything is annoying me kind of day.
Yeah.
Like on that day, please don't observe your life. Don't observe nothing on that day.
You need to just probably chill.
You need to be to yourself on the days that you are a highly judgmental person. I try to be to myself. I try to put less things in other people's hands that day because it's like even if I eat out that day, if they get that order wrong at any bit, I'm already irritable. They forget something small, like they forgot my barbecue sauce, and I got barbecue sauce right in the
And
fridge.
he loves
I
barbecue
paid for them
sauce.
two extra fucking sauces, like
He loves
type
barbecue
shit.
sauce, so
Like you gonna be like on days you highly judgeable. Don't even like try to participate with the rest of the world that
for
day,
sure.
and definitely don't try to observe what's going around you that day. So just observe what goes on. Let it ask yourself: is it serving me, or is it some shit I need to cut off that's lacking? What is taken away from me being consistent
Mhm.
in this area?
Mhm.
Just observe with a free mind.
Yeah.
So that's what I got for you. What would you give to that person?
I would say try softer.
Try softer.
Try softer.
Not go harder.
Not go harder. Try softer, my love. I know that loving ourselves, like, cause it's loving yourself is like it's one of those things these days. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's a talk. It's the talk. Like,
Mm-hmm.
love yourself. Love yourself. Try softer. I know it feels like a task that needs to be completed. I know it feels like something that has to be checked off your list and forever to be tossed to the side once you're done with it. But this is something that you carry with you for years and years, for like literally for the rest of your existence. And it's like,
Yeah.
whether you believe it or not, it's easy to love yourself. Loving yourself can come with ease. It can be easy. And like you said, the biggest breakthrough for me was accepting myself.
True.
True acceptance was crazy work. Crazy work. And I started to love the things that I hated about myself the most. Like, really, like, damn, you know what, XYZ, but I love this about you.
True.
I love that about you. You're weird, you're funny, you're literally a walking contradiction. But I love that about you. That's who you are. And it nourished my relationship with myself. It allowed me to feel worthy just because I am. And that type of love, it's intimate. Like I said in the beginning, it's intimate, it's pure, it's one in a million.
True.
And I'm not gonna wait until it's a word I know how to use. I was trying to think of it, but I can't think of it right now. But I'm not gonna wait till I fully actualize this version of myself. You know, that ultimate version that we visualize of ourselves. I'm not gonna wait for that to love myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it now. I'm gonna be her now. Because that higher version, believe it or not, she loves herself purely. She loves herself unconditionally. Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's what I would say. Try softer, my love.
Try softer. You do got to be soft with yourself, especially when you trying to love yourself. Cause like if not, then you
Yeah.
just being judgmental. Like you just
Mhm.
being way too hard, or
Mhm.
even like you ain't gonna be able to accept yourself until you a little softer. And you like we all got things about us that we may not quite. It may not be the first thing we put on our resume. You
What?
know what I mean? But they are a part of us, regardless. So
Yeah.
being soft and embracing them is definitely good.
Yeah.
I'm manic. Like
You're so manic.
I'm manic.
You are.
I don't think people think I don't think people know.
I don't think people
I
know.
don't think people can see or know how crazy I truly am. Like I don't. I know they don't.
Yeah.
I know they don't.
Mhm.
Maniac, but I accept that manic part of me. I really do,
You have to.
and I like it.
I love it.
I don't share it with everybody because everybody can't take it.
Right.
But I do
Everyone
love
doesn't
it.
deserve that part of you either.
Well, if you get it brought out on you, then you probably did deserve it.
That rarely happens though.
It really does.
It really don't happen on other people. Like, just generally speaking, like, your existence is just like a bit unhinged.
Yeah. I like the word unhinged. I am more unhinged than most people would know.
Yeah.
But that has gave me a lot of peace being unhinged.
Yeah.
But that's another talk. But
Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely about acceptance.
but ladies and gentlemen, with that being said,
With that being said, thank you so much for being here today. We're sending you so much peace, so much love, so much abundance, and everything you need in this moment. We'll talk to you next time. Bye. Mwah.
peace.